So if you love something, give it away. And if it comes back at a cheaper price, then it's fate. Not only is that my dating policy, but it's also a line from A Tourist Guide to Love, a Netflix original directed by Stephen K. Shushida, who's done television as well as shorts. Check out his IMDb page for the full listing. And also written by Irene Donahue. Come on, Irene. Yes, you know what I mean. You've done Christmas specials with lots of fluff and syrupy sweet, such as you'll find in A Tourist Guide to Love, that stars Rachel Lee Cook, who I've loved since She's All That. And I'll watch pretty much any movie she's in. I mean, because I've always found her endearing. I have really liked her since She's All That. I mean, 18-year-old me absolutely loved her, and she still looks great and just has such a charming, endearing, great quality to her. Several great qualities to her. One, she looks incredible. She's funny. She's bright. She's beautiful. I really like Rachel Lee Cook. I need to see more movies that she's done. Even though I've seen quite a few of them, I just really like Rachel Lee Cook. I just want to put that right out there. She is Amanda, who is working for a tourism company, and she's an executive there, and her boss, played by Missy Pyle, tells her, hey, wait a second, I think that your significant other of 5 years, a guy named John, is going to propose to you. So she's all happy and everything, and then it ends up that he's going to go out to Ohio, and they're going to go on hiatus. He doesn't ask her to go with him. He just says, I'm going to go over here and do this stuff. And these 5 years we've invested together doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you never trust those guys named John. Hey, wait a goddamn minute. I'm a guy named John. But anyway, enough of that. She's distraught and then talks to her boss, and her boss says, hey, I got an idea. Go to Vietnam and have fun. Just listen to your heart. And it's calling for you. Just listen to your heart. You'll know what you can do. And I know the rest of the words, but they're rumbling in my head. Listen to your heart, and then let's just go from there. But also, hey, if you could secure us a deal with an industry over there that I want you to basically make a deal with, worm your way in there and make a deal and do all that. Sure, I'll do that. Naturally, pretty much her first foray into Vietnam, after getting out of her bubble, lands her not necessarily in hot water. It actually lands her almost in the lap of Sin, played by Scott Lee. And from there, he's a tour guide. He helps run a business along with another family member. And from there, we have a romance movie. There are other people in the tourism group. Rachel Lee Cook's Amanda realizes, hey, wait a second, I really like this guy. He really likes her. And even a little bit later, they meet other family members she meets other family members of his and realizes, hey, wait a second, I'm really enjoying myself and I'm opening my heart and all this. But then certain things come along where it's going to interrupt her chance to officially make it A Tourist Guide to Love. Okay, so I liked Rachel Lee Cook in Love Guaranteed. And while that movie was not wholly original, it was endearing. I'm happy to report this movie is also endearing. In fact, it was endearing despite me not wanting to find it so endearing. Rom-coms are not necessarily my favorite type of movies, but goddamn if this movie didn't win me over. Again, it's nothing out of the ordinary. This doesn't reinvent the wheel. There is nothing about this that is, besides the beautiful locations and the beautiful Rachel Lee Cook, boy howdy, there's nothing about this movie besides honoring the Vietnamese culture that I will say this movie does a pretty good job with that. Some musical interludes, beautiful locations, and some great scenery. And also, again, Rachel Lee Cook. There's enough about this movie to enjoy. Again, it's not going to reinvent the wheel. It's a romantic comedy that follows the same beats as most of them. People could argue that this is a Hallmark movie. One, there's more diversity, and also, I hate to say it, but this actually has halfway decent writing about it. And the acting's fine. The acting's fine for what it is. I don't expect tremendous acting here, but you feel enough of the chemistry between Rachel Lee Cook's character and Scott Lee's character that you can overlook the other stuff. There are supporting cast members. Missy Pyle is talking to Amanda about all this stuff. And then a few monkey wrenches get thrown in because, such as our Lord and Savior the Foo Fighters once said, don't want to be your monkey wrench. Just one more, and I don't actually remember the rest of the words of that because I haven't listened to that song in years. The whole point is Rachel Lee Cook and Scott Lee carry this thing. Other than that, the movie's fine for what it is. But it's endearing and actually has some little tug at your heartstring moments. Yes, me. I enjoyed this. I know, surprising. It's on Netflix. If you want to check it out, certainly not all that bad. I'm in again the spoilers. Spoilers will not take very long, I guarantee you. Because this movie called A Tourist Guide to Love. You don't expect a deep plot, just expect entertainment. And also to believe that you too could travel to a foreign land and find love. I think that's what the message of it is. Or maybe it's finding yourself. Maybe it's finding yourself in spite of yourself. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Okay, so she falls for Sin, Scott Lee's character, and eventually, obviously, there's an instant goddamn connection, because of course there is, because how could you not want to, immediately, or how could you not be immediately attracted to Rachel Lee Cook? Don't get me wrong, Scott Lee's a good-looking guy as well. I can totally see why these two beautiful people would find each other. And great scenery, as I said. Amanda does learn more about the culture. She uses Google Translate to try and find the proper way to greet people. And from there, she meets the other people in the touring group. There's 2 moms that have a daughter also, shrieking, clutching at your pearls. Who cares if people are gay as long as they're happy? An old couple, an elderly couple that is, that was, that couldn't go on their honeymoon because they couldn't afford it. So 40 years later, after being retired, they're going. And also there's a guy named Alex that falls for the daughter of the 2 mothers and blogs. So his, I believe one of his family members who's old in a retirement home, that is, that's what I'm trying to say, is able to see the world because he can't travel anymore. And Amanda and Sin get together eventually, obviously. They even meet she even meets the grandma at one point, Amanda does, and the grandma really likes her and says, "Don't screw this up, Sin, what the hell's wrong with you?" It's actually a pretty good part where they're at the grandma's, house and area and stuff like that. And again, beautiful scenery. And we needed more musical interludes. That's actually kind of where this movie almost gets a little bit ridiculous in the 3rd act. Honestly, there are so many musical interludes. It's insane. I get it. The music isn't bad. Certainly not bad. It's catchy, but kind of got a little bit lazy there. But again, it's a romantic comedy called A Tourist Guide to Love. I think we know what to expect here. And then the offer is made. And like all good business deals, it was not communicated to Sin. It was communicated to his cousin that basically, it looks like a K-pop star, by the way, I just want to say. The actress playing her, whoever she was, not really familiar with her. And also, during all this, Amanda's ex shows up. You never trust those guys named John. Wait a second, I'm a guy named John. And from there, that's pretty much washed away quickly because Sin's disappointed. Amanda doesn't want to be with John. She wants to be with Sin. And then the deal happens. He's upset. But then basically she pleads with her boss essentially, hey, Sin needs to be the guy to lead this if we're going to acquire this company. And the boss agrees. Missy Pyle agrees. That's a big old pile right there. And I kid, of course. And then there was this earlier thing where a lot of traffic is going by. And Sin came across and said one thing about Vietnamese traffic, always look forward, never back. And then Amanda has to use that a little bit later when she is taken to, gets in before he goes off to this, goes off in this retreat to help, clear his head. She walks across the traffic, finds him, and it's romance and everything, and there you go. There you go. B gets a B. A Tourist Guide to Love gets a B because you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's actually fine. And Rachel Lee Cook, boy howdy, looks incredible. That's all I got to say about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.